Saturday Night Live was hosted by renowned Irish actor, Brendan Gleeson, to kick off the second episode of the sketch comedy's 48th season. The star, 67, began his opening monologue by showing off his skill at playing the mandolin, as he recalled his father being weird and wonderful. The Harry Potter alum then announced that fellow actor, Colin Farrell, 46, was also weird and wonderful, prompting the talented star himself to make a surprise appearance on the SNL stage, causing an excited uproar from the audience. Brendan opened up his monologue by humorously explaining who he was to the viewers and audience. "In that fellow that you've seen in that thing you can't remember, but you think that you kind of like. Yeah, that was me." The Braveheart actor then wowed the audience by playing the mandolin, while also telling a short story about his father, who he labeled as weird and wonderful. After a brief pause, the award-winning performer suddenly added that Colin Farrell was also weird and wonderful. Brendan expressed that in 2008, he worked with a fellow Irish actor on the film, In Bruges, and most recently, the critically acclaimed film, The Banshees of Inisherin. "Funny enough, it's about two fellows who fall out because one of them is a little too needy," he stated about their latest film. "And I mean, I love Colin, but the story's not far from the truth." The Batman actor suddenly stepped into frame, wearing a large, black mustache, trying to disguise his identity. "Colin, is that you?" Brendan shockingly asked, causing the audience to loudly cheer in excitement. The actor then nervously yanked his mustache off, and stated, "I just wanted to ask you a question." "Is it going to be a needy question?" the Harry Potter actor asked. Colin responded with no and questioned, "Who's your favorite co-star you've ever worked with?" Brendan replied, "Paddington Bear." The surprise guest then reworded his question. "Okay. Who's your favorite human co-star, who's Irish and has about 46, and his name starts with a C?" Cillian Murphy, the renowned actor replied, who also happens to be Irish and the same age as Colin. Following their short skit, the actors gave each other a quick hug. A later sketch portrayed Brendan as a grandfather who stepped inside a photography studio to give his grandson, who was taking headshots, a hat. As he prepared to leave, the photographer stopped Brendan and dramatically stated, "There's something very special about you," adding, "You must let me take your photo." The actor appeared aghast and expressed, "I have never had my picture taken before." His grandson was promptly shooed away to the side, allowing Brendan to showcase a number of different poses, such as silly and cute, shy boy. Colin then stepped onto the set, ready for his headshot appointment, but then started to leave. The photographer stopped the Total Recall actor and stated, "There's something very special about you." This prompted both Brendan and Colin to hilariously do a photo shoot session together, striking a number of different poses, causing a hilarious reaction from the audience. The Golden Globe nominee also appeared in additional sketches during the duration of the episode. One skit referenced to the recent Netflix film called Blonde, which has garnered backlash since its release earlier last month in September. The sketch comedy series created a trailer for the movie, where Brendan portrayed a female studio worker who delivered and read fan mail to Marilyn Monroe. As the fan mail was read out loud, the contents of the letters contained a mix of praise and harsh comments. Towards end of the skit, The studio workers all band together to lie about the contents of the letters in order to get Marilyn to go on stage to perform an iconic scene from the film. Brendan starred in a sketch that took place in 500 B.C., where two groups were forming an alliance for battle. In order to form the alliance, the leaders needed to perform a blood oath, which was simply putting a scratch on their hand. Brendan's character accidentally cut too deep in his hand, causing immediate havoc due to his wound. As the sketch continued, the famed actor kept changing the extent of his wound from a cut to a scratch until he finally admitted it was a deep gash. Fake blood was squirted on all the actors on the set, and all the props, including the map, just as the groups headed into battle. The actor starred in another skit where he played an officer worker, deciding on a new slogan for the city of Denver. One of their co-workers replaced her real eyes with googly eyes, destroying most of her vision. She became upset when no one commented on her new look, but when asked why she got new eyes, the actress went into a long rant. Her co-workers calmly sat by as she tried to make her way out of the room, and crashed into a large water bottle. She thought the item was a person, and taught her co-workers on the proper way to give a nice comment. The Irish star played a high school student that was celebrating entering his senior year along with a few pals. While the young students were sharing their excitement, Brendan also commented that he was a senior, referencing to his older age. He soon revealed to his friends that he was actually 67 years old, and has a wife and 13 children. However, his pals were shocked and asked if their friendship was ever real to begin with. Brendan explained that it was all real, and the next scene recreated the famous clip from The Perks of Being a Wallflower standing on the back of a truck in a dimly lit tunnel. He soon revealed to his friends that he was actually 67 years old, and has a wife and 13 children. However, his pals were shocked and asked if their friendship was ever real to begin with. Brendan explained that it was all real, and the next scene recreated the famous clip from The Perks of Being a Wallflower standing on the back of a truck in a dimly lit tunnel. After a loud applause when the skit came to an end, musical guest, Willow Smith, soon jumped on stage to perform two songs from her new album titled, Coping Mechanism. The singer's fifth studio album was released earlier this week on Friday, and included 11 tracks in total. He soon revealed to his friends that he was actually 67 years old, and has a wife and 13 children. However, his pals were shocked and asked if their friendship was ever real to begin with. Brendan explained that it was all real, and the next scene recreated the famous clip from The Perks of Being a Wallflower standing on the back of a truck in a dimly lit tunnel. After a loud applause when the skit came to an end, musical guest, Willow Smith, soon jumped on stage to perform two songs from her new album titled, Coping Mechanism. The singer's fifth studio album was released earlier this week on Friday, and included 11 tracks in total. During next week's episode of Saturday Night Live, the sketch comedy series will be guest hosted by singer Megan Thee Stallion.